All systems operating within normal design parameters. Engage cybernetic generation sequence. Malfunction detected. System overload. Warning. 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 System overload critical. Warning. 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 Warning.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following six-man tag team contest is set for one fall. Introducing team number one, accompanied to the ring by Colonel Robert Parker from Port Tampa, Florida, Dirty Dick Slater. His partner from Minneapolis, Minnesota, Mean Marquez. And from the financial district in East Manhattan, New York, V.K. Wall Street.
Colonel Parker brings out Dick Slater and Mike Enos along with VK Wall Street, but Colonel Parker this past Monday on Nitro apparently is now siding with the World Tag Team Champs. See how he got involved in that match? As he hit him with a walking stick on the back of the head, Rick Steiner tumbling down. Harlem Heat retains the World Tag Team title against the Steiner Brothers. And Colonel Parker, I guess, is promoting them now?
Well, we seen him on the phone, and we wondered who they're talking to, and it might have been Colonel Parker. He's always around when titles or big money is involved with Harlem Heat. Speaking of Wall, here we go. Go to Wall, baby.
Here they come. From Chicago, the total package, Lex Luger. And from Sarasota, Florida, Macho Man,
As we saw in the locker room earlier with Mean Gene, Lex Luger, the Macho Man, and Sting, the trio, preparing once again for tomorrow night. And I said, you know, Dusty, the most important match in their career. Luger and Sting and Macho Man have had important matches, but never more important than tomorrow night on pay-per-view.
I don't think anything that's ever been done by WCW wrestling as a whole as important as Bash at the Beach tomorrow, only on pay-per-view. Sting, Luger, the Macho Man, Randy Savage, all of their uneasiness has been set aside now as they grow and come to one to fight this unbelievable battle. These cowards, if you will. Who's the third man? I don't believe we're going to find out tonight. But, brother, we will tomorrow. They got to deal their hand tomorrow.
Most talked about question in all of pro wrestling, who the third man is.
Yeah, that's true. You see them right here. They looking good. Macho Man Randy Savage, Stinger, and Lex Luger. Who would have ever thunk it? These three guys, the ones that were chosen, the ones that were picked to go to battle, to face this hostile takeover, to face these cowards, to face this thing that has just mind-boggled the whole wrestling world.
Double axe-handed blow. You know, there's no question. We talked about this. The Macho Man Randy Savage, just to me, crazy enough to where I want him on this team. Sting has always had that throw caution to the wind attitude. You have questioned Luger's intestinal fortitude, but he has really come through over the past couple of months.
So far, you are so right, and I guarantee you, I heard you say that on the past Nitro to where you said, well, if I want somebody, the Macho Man that is crazy, Macho Man Randy Savage is the one. Right here, you see the tag. Good movement by this team. They are ready. WCW is ready. Hey, you guys didn't scare nobody. The bottom line is, though, they're gonna deal their hand tomorrow. Who the third guy will be? Bash at the Beach. Dick Slater. He could have been in there. He's as tough as anybody.
He really is. As a matter of fact, there were names. Of course, the random drawing was held. The top 6 men were picked based on win-loss record, but there were names. Everybody. We saw everybody come out of the locker room area Monday on Nitro, standing in front of these two outsiders. There's a 2 count from Slater.
Well, I tell you what, it was a real show of a unity. Right now, as it gets closer, to Saturday night here on the Mothership, and everything is winding down, and you get ready to open up Sunday, and you're talking about the 7th, getting ready for that big main event pre-game show leading into the biggest pay-per-view in the history of all sports. I guarantee you one thing, we have to believe, we have to think the hostile takeover must be stopped at Bash at the Beach.
Right now, the Macho Man Randy Savage finds himself in major trouble, and fans, don't forget, Nitro is live from Orlando at the Disney MGM Studios, 8 o'clock Eastern Time, 2 full hours coming your way. Here goes Sting.
Whoa!
Stinger Splash, and I brought up the point again. The Stinger Splash works. The Scorpion Deadlock works. The Torture Rack works. The Big Elbow, they all work for these men. But are they going to be in a wrestling match, or are they going to be in a fight? We're going to find out tomorrow night. They're in a fight right now.
Yeah, well, you see right now, Big Mike Enos, big tough guy. And I guarantee you one thing, all hell is broken loose here on Saturday night now. Watch out. Steer going up top. Got him hooked.
Crossbody 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, here are your winners.
Nothing left to do now, baby.
Lex Luger and the Macho Man, Randy Savage.
Ladies and gentlemen, the preparation is done. WCW as a unit, as a whole, and as a team has done all it can do. It all remains tomorrow night only on pay-per-view.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is for the WCW Cruiserweight Championship, set for one fall. Introducing first the challenger from Tijuana, Mexico, Psychosis.
A dream, like I said, 2 new champions. One of them is a brand new Cruiserweight champion. We'll be seeing him in a few seconds here. Rey Mysterio Jr. Ric Flair is the new United States Heavyweight Champion. And here's Psychosis, one of the arch enemies of Rey Mysterio Jr. And 2 men, this kind of return match from Bash at the Beach with a little bit more on the line this time.
You know, the drama that transpired at Bash at the Beach and what we've been talking about is kind of overshadowed some great confrontation. And this was one of them. Return matches, you will, but Junior now is the weight champion.
His opponent is the new WCW Cruiserweight Champion, Rey Mysterio Jr.
Truly one of the most electrifying athletes in the history of our sport. In a short period of time, tremendous fan support, and he himself had some very pointed comments directed towards Hulk Hogan. This past Monday on Nitro, everyone knew.
If you were all these men were younger at one time. And Hogan was a younger man, and Hogan came to lead. And when you look and go into this industry, WCW would have been one of this great wrestling industry. You look up to the man that walks the tallest. Hulkamania did that. But what happened at Bash at the Beach, surely, as we said going in, will set the standard for what we know wrestling and pay-per-view television and WCW is in the future.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will have in this telecast one-on-one with the Macho Man Randy Savage. We'll also have in this telecast the reaction from Sting, but more importantly, you have to see for yourself what happened at Bash at the Beach. If you missed it, you missed one of the most thrilling, but in the same breath, Jermaine, one of the most disheartening, disappointing, heartbreaking nights in the history of our sport.
It was a moment in sports history. It was a moment in the history of a nation. It was like people walking on the moon. It was something that came so far out of the blue that stunned a national audience, that stunned the world, that the repercussions of this have yet to really be felt, because we still, like I say, got that old lump in our throat and still wondering what went down and what happened. But, you know, Stinger past Nitro, things were said, and we got to move on this Saturday night, whether it's the Mothership, and what a great contest that we got to open this thing up.
Both men noted high flyers, taking it down to the mat here. Capacity crowd on hand for WCW Saturday night, 2 hours this week. Good to have you with us here in the month of July. Like you said, Jim, there you go to the midsection Psychosis. We got to move on. WCW will, with WCW's Hog Wild Saturday, the 10th of August. And we'll be talking a lot about that during the course of this program. Look at this agility, if you will. The Cruiserweight Champion.
Psychosis, the bigger of the 2 guys, but both of them possess so much speed and quickness. And they do things that the normal person, or even the person that is not normal, actually very gifted Busted can't do. They unbelievable. The cruiserweight champion, whoa, just got hung up by psychosis.
On the top rope, as a matter of fact, Mysterio defeated this man standing by in the locker room area, the former cruiserweight champion. Let's hear from Dean Malenko.
Mysterio, on 3 different occasions, I gave you the opportunity of becoming WCW's cruiserweight champion. This past Monday Nitro, you did that. But you didn't beat me, Mysterio. I beat myself. Now, I give you 3 occasions. I'm just asking for 1 chance at getting that belt back where it belongs on 1,000 days.
Oh, drop kick! And out goes Psychosis. You're not going to get any more determined than... Oh! Dean Malenko, he caught him that time. Yeah. Hit Psychosis. Both men go down. Both men hurt that time.
Yeah, you see right here on Saturday night, the steps here on Saturday night, boy, he caught him. Rushing back, both men hurt. Anytime you do high-risk maneuvers like that, you stand the chance of being injured yourself. Both men out on the floor. The new cruiserweight champion, Steven Regal, surely want another shot at this situation with Rey Mysterio Jr. And you know, fans, I tell you, I mean, it's just, it's electrifying to know what's going on. But I said it, the drama has yet to really begin, my friend.
Well, the drama started, as everyone knows, this past Sunday. It intensified on WCW Monday Nitro. 1, 2, no!
That flip all the way from the top rope, almost got a 1-2 on him. Almost got a 1-2, got a 1-2.
Over the top and down with a close line, and that was a great one from Psychosis. The competition in the cruiserweight division, as stiff as you will find. As a matter of fact, a new champion crowned this past Monday on Nitro. We could crown a brand new champion right here. That's the way it is. We've got Jushin Thunder Liger from Japan, these gentlemen from Mexico, and we certainly have the greatest athletes in the world right here.
I guarantee you one thing, we got the greatest controversy in the world right here.
Nothing like it.
We got the stun of all stunners. I mean, Hulkamania, who would have thought Hulk Hogan, if you will, man.
Would be the third man.
Yeah.
I mean, of all the names that you and I talked about before the broadcast, he didn't even come into our mind.
No.
We talked about Hulk Hogan as if, well, we wish Hulk Hogan was here so he could help matters out.
Exactly. Yeah.
Boy, did he show up or what? You'll see it later on in this telecast. Up on top.
Got him by the hair. You see that? Missed him on the flip going over. Got him by the hair. Whirly birdie right there. Backbreaker. Nice move by the new cruiserweight champion, Rey Mysterio Jr. I'm going to tell you what. Nice move. Boy, this kid is electrifying.
He is something else. Rey Mysterio Jr. stomping on the forehead now of Psychosis. In action later on in this telecast, we will have former U.S. champ Conan, a big 8-man tag featuring members of the Dungeon of Doom, members of the Horsemen are here in a big 6-man tag, Public Enemy, Harlem Heat, and a lot more.
You got to take that right there. Got him in the belly welly, if you will. Situation where one man's not really been able to go ahead and go for the pin. All the victory right here. Saturday night, the Mothership. That's at the beat. You're going to show him this stuff, Hulkamania stuff here.
We really are going to show him footage.
I keep saying Hulkamania. How many Hulkamanias now out there with all that stuff in their rooms and all them plundering merchandising that believes in this man? I wonder what he thinks they're thinking right now. Or does he even care?
That's the question. I don't think he does. Frankenstein over the top. Lateral press. 1, 2, 3.
Got it.
Rey Mysterio.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner, still Rey Mysterio Jr.
He's quite a champion, and I can tell you, with spectacular moves like that, with his athletic ability, you can better believe that this man, Rey Mysterio, is going to be the cruiserweight champion. You know, Dream, the fact of the matter is, if I can use that cliche, is that of all the men that Hulk Hogan touched, and of all of the men that Hulk Hogan stabbed, as far as the Macho Man Randy Savage is concerned, he'll fly right in the face.
Yeah, and we talked about him really being like a crazy dog. And I've known the Macho as long as I've known Hulk Hogan. The Macho Man Randy Savage really stood by him at times when Hulk Hogan needed him. Bottom line is, Hulk Hogan surely didn't stand by the Macho Man. And I guarantee you, there's a real deep burning inside him right now.
Didn't stand by any of us. Still to come in this program, we will show you the footage. It bears repeating over and
out. And you don't want to put on them boots. And you don't want to make that trip. But he said it's Saturday night. It's where the big boys play. Let me lead the way to get this thing back right. And I thought coming from him in a somber mood really said it all about what's going on tonight on WCW. Right here on TBS.
Right up against Max in this one-on-one matchup here on WCW Saturday night. The Macho Man Randy Savage. Boy, he came ready to fight. And like you said, Dream, Sting and Macho Man gave it every ounce of their effort. They really did. I've never seen such courage out of two men. The odds were against them.
Have we addressed the fact about Luger yet? Unless Luger gonna leave that to me again. You know what I'm talking about, because you say, well, Dream, you always got your opinions on Luger. Luger is always in the wrong place at the right time.
Well, if you go back and look at the footage of Sting, it's really collided with Luger.
That's good. Doing all that takedown, Luger injured. We seen he was out. I seen him gurney, seen him toss, carried out. But you know, I just smell something always wrong with him. But I said at Bash of the Beat, I changed my opinion, brother, because he stood up tall. As one of the chosen three.
Max gets dumped on the outside by Randy Savage. Savage, look at this, would you? You talking about an attitude and a man ready to fight. Savage, he doesn't need much motivation to get sideways. And he's got more, that's right, he's got more than enough right now.
Yeah, he just got his feet in the throat, got him out there on the outside. The Macho ain't gonna let up. You talk about crazed dog. He's got that feeling right now.
You hear the fans here behind Randy Savage. Here's the pickup of the Macho Man. He puts Max down. Max a 300-pound guy, too. What power in
Going up top. Take a look at this now.
Randy Savage up top. Randy Savage with the elbow. And he's not going to make a pin.
Go up again. That's all right. Get it out of your system.
Yeah, do it.
Sometimes you got to let it hang out.
Do it for all of us.
Yes, go up again.
Pretend he's Hulk Hogan. Oh, yeah. I wouldn't try to stop him. The referee should have learned their lesson long nitros ago. And again, he gets it. He's going to do it again.
Well, I don't think they're going to let him do it again.
No, let him do it.
Yeah, that's what I say. But you just got to get it out of your system. I'm telling you.
And Randy Anderson, very, very brave to walk the turnbuckle. He may end up hobbling back. We've got 3 referees out, and there's warnings every. Go ahead, I'm behind you.
Yeah, he's got to go over all 3 of them. Catch them all at the one time. On
Randy
Saturday night.
Forget it one more time. No, again. Randy Savage is tossing blue shirts everywhere.
Yeah. Now he needs to get himself together just a little bit here. We talked about this. Once again, crazed dog, Macho Man Randy Savage, making a statement here at WCW.
Randy Savage, wait a minute, I think they have given the win to Max. And the Taskmaster prevailed, but if anybody ever thinks the fight is done in WCW between the Horsemen and the Dungeon of Doom, they are sorely mistaken.
No, it's only beginning, and there was so much involved in that thing that we really believed that was the one that was going to steal the show that night. That thing was so intense. But little did we know that later on, Hulk Hogan would make the statement around the world.
We will show you that statement a little bit later on. Stay with us here as we continue the 2 hours of WCW Saturday night. And now, an 8-man tag for you here on Saturday night. The Taskmaster, Hugh Morris, and the Barbarian of the Dungeon of Doom with the social climber, Jimmy Hart, against Chad Brock. That's right. Princess Ikea. We also have the Gambler out there. And we have everybody out there ready for this one.
And Ned Brady.
All right.
That's Ned Brady's brother, Butch Long. I ain't lying. Is that right or wrong?
That's Butch
I
Long.
recognize him, yeah.
There's a big clothesline. Tag made, and here comes Ming. 4 men who can really destroy someone.
And they led by the Taskmaster, the man that was the previous man of all. I mean, a man that was was instrumental in well, let's go back to this situation. In the demise, if you will, of Hulkamania. Hulk Hogan. Now I wonder what he's thinking. I know his eyes and thoughts have turned to the hospital now. Uh-oh, here he comes. He will stop a mud hole in all four of them.
Some very interesting comments made by Taskmaster and by Jimmy Hart this past Monday on Nitro. I want to remind the fans, we have a tremendous 2 hours live on Nitro coming up this Monday from the Disney MGM Studios theme park. We are going to have the Steiners against Fire and Ice, Harlem Heat against Rough and Ready, a tag team we'll see a little bit later on. Plus, as we said before, Hulk Hogan will be at Nitro Live to get his comments after over a week's been removed now from what transpired at the Bash at the Beach, the most incredible turn of events in the history of our sport. There's nothing ever that's happened any bigger than what happened last Sunday. You can see it. It'll be coming up in this program.
Well, right here on Saturday night, you're talking Dungeon and Doom, and they are taking care of business. Oh, who's that?
Someone has hit the ring.
No, someone's running around the ring.
Someone's running around the ring.
He looked like a leprechaun. Look at him. That looked like a leprechaun.
Is that what it was?
It looked like a wild, crazy leprechaun.
He just shot by and left.
What was that?
My goodness. What are they going to throw at us next here?
And you know what?
He was too fast for Doug Dillinger in security.
And Chad Brock is wondering what they're going to throw at him next, too. Because, well, they folded him up like a wet noodle.
They sure did, like a lawn chair.
Yeah.
There's an elbow.
Yeah. Oh,
and the
man.
Barbarian makes the cover. One only.
Yeah, they wanted to
Did
hurt
that
somebody.
look like a leprechaun to you?
I said it.
It had a green jacket on, that's all I
saw.
saw.
I seen him when he come by. You know how that little leprechaun run real fast and look. And that's what he did. That's what he did on the way out. He went on the way out. It was a leprechaun. You can bet on it, man. I guarantee it. Going down I-4 right now, the leprechaun running around.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm sure you're gonna be here.
Wow, look at this now.
Hugh Morris ties him up
To the tree of woe.
to the tree of woe.
And then Whoa Nelly.
Taskmaster lays it into Chad Brock.
Yeah.
Brock has no idea what he has got himself into here.
where he's at.
Standing against the Dungeon of Doom.
Well, you got to give him a lot of try for it. You got to go and say, hey, it's Saturday night.
Moonsault time. Here it comes.
Hide your move.
1, 2, 3. Dungeon of Doom. Devastating again. And you can tell your friends and neighbors about this Saturday night because still to come, we will relive, and that's the only way we can describe it.
It's the Dungeon! This is the Dungeon of Doom!
When Hulk Hogan turned his back on the world, we'll relive that. And you can also tell your friends and neighbors, we've seen a leprechaun.
Yeah, leprechaun Saturday.
Public enemy, you want it. Now you got it, sucker. And you're about to get hurt.
I want to say something
Now that
else
they
about
threw
Hulk
trying
Hogan
out
if I
for
can
Soul
right
Train.
here, before this
Watch
match
them
gets
get
underway.
cooked, sucker.
First of all, let me say I do notice that Sherry and Carter maybe in a couple of minutes here have mended things. They are walking arm in arm, hand in hand, back to the ring. But, you know, Hulk Hogan has meant so much to so many people, it's hard to believe that he has done what he has done. Here's a man that took a lifetime becoming the man he was. Hulk Hogan was a man and is a man and a great athlete and a tremendous competitor. But he had been so much more than that. He had been an inspiration. And then, in one day, in one 5-minute span of standing in front of all of us with a microphone and saying what he said to us personally, to WCW, to Eric Bischoff, to the fans who supported him. Dusty, you know as well as anybody else, wrestlers are wrestlers and they're great athletes, but they're nothing without the fan support behind them.
Well, that's true either one way or the other. And you are so true in what you are saying, Tony, and the impact that it has on all of us. And he'll sit here on Saturday night a week later, and as I said already, you know, I still got that lump in my throat and still got that nausea feeling about this situation, not believing what came out of this man's mouth. at Bash at the Beach and what has happened to WCW and what has happened to wrestling as we go on. And it changed it. We talked about, hey, this pay-per-view was going to change the way we look at wrestling. Well,
It did.
I'll tell you something.
It did.
It damn sure did.
You're not kidding. It on the back of the head now. We are looking at Stevie Ray now. Moments ago, we saw Stevie Ray and Booker T have a little problem with Rough and Ready. And Sherry and Parker had little words as well, but right now it seems to be okay on the home front there at ringside. Meanwhile, the World Tag Team Champions business as usual against Public Enemy here.
Yeah, Harlem Heat on a real big roll right now. They had got back on the phone. Sherry, who guided them to the World Tag Team title the first time, went ahead and somehow, wherever she was, got back and mended this thing with Colonel Parker. Colonel Parker seems to really have a lot of things going for him right now. Rough and Ready. I mean, they're not out there with him, so I guarantee you they're looking forward to meeting Harlem Heat. Well, he's beating on him now, trying to turn the momentum around right here on Saturday night.
As Sherry looks on, Johnny Grunge sends Stevie Ray in, and here he and Rocco Rock go. Foot to the midsection, double team. Here's the double Russian leg sweep.
Exactly. Exactly. Good call. That's the word.
Thank you.
Double Russian
One,
leg sweep.
two, and a 2 count from Nick Patrick calling the action here for the World Tag Team title. And as we said earlier, fans, Hulk Hogan ripped the heart out of all the fans. That man with the 2 outsiders will be coming to Nitro together. We'll be hearing from them. We heard from the outsiders. They just took a limousine Monday and they just drove right into Nitro out at the theme park at Disney MGM and just completely crashed the party once again. This time Hulk Hogan will be there.
Now, the thing with Hulkamania and the outsiders, and especially with Hulk Hogan, was not just a one night, I'm going to take this thing, go out and do it. That was planning. Hulk Hogan went into depth in that interview.
Yes.
Premeditated.
You're not kidding.
You better believe it.
And I can only think back at Disney, at the ticker tape parade in that joint. Was the premeditation there? Was this the beginning?
Well, he got a ticker tape parade standing in the ring.
Boy, he sure did.
Glasses, that type of thing. I said it was a dangerous situation. He got out Mean Gene Oakland, who stood up to the task very well, and also had to be hurt for that situation. As long as he's known Hulk Hogan, he had to be friendly.
Moonsault off of the middle rope. Great move by Rocco Rock and a 2 count. 1 count away that time. The Public Enemy securing the ultimate prize in our sport, the World Tag Team title. Booker T shaking up, as you can see, on the mat. Rocco Rock back to the attack again.
Public Enemy went ahead and tried to get their game plan employed here now and turn the momentum around. Harlem Heat can strike fast and very often. And also now with Sheriff and Colonel Parker out there, I mean, it's almost like you're fighting four people. And that's just the way it is. If you look at Major Boy Ric Flair, that's the way it is with him now. You're fighting 3 people all the time. And 4, so you're fighting 7 times with 2 double teams.
No question about that.
It's getting bad here. I guarantee you, they are bad intentions on everybody's eyes, everybody's face. Everybody's got a feeling about this situation.
But you know, there's still a different mood over everyone. I'm talking about from the production personnel to the front office personnel to the wrestlers themselves. There's kind of a gray cloud over everything. It's going to take us a little while to get out of this one, fans. In a moment, you'll see what we're talking about and why. It is the most monumental event in the history of our sport. It happened last Sunday at Bash at the Beach.
Got the tag right there, made the tag. Coming in now, starting to deal on him just a little bit.
Stevie Ray sends him in. Ray! Well, that's power personified right there. Stevie Ray of Harlem Heat. As the World Tag Team champs look in prime shape. Here, there's an inverted atomic drop. Step it away. Harlem Heat. I'll tell you that. They had with them earlier on, just a few moments ago, when they were with Mean Gene. And
whoa. Got him rolled up right here, maybe.
Bit of 1. Only a 1 count. Gouging the eye, Stevie Ray that time. Getting out of it. Stevie Ray, Booker T exchanging back and forth. This is why they are the tag team champions of the world. Right now, none finer. A spin wheel kick. Got him hooked. 1, 2. We have seen everything so far. We have seen the U.S. champ Ric Flair. We have seen the World Tag Team Champs. We've seen the Cruiserweight Champion Rey Mysterio, the World Champion, the Giant came into the ring at the aid of the Dungeon of Doom. The only thing we haven't seen, the television champion Lex Luger. Still nursing an injury, but we do understand he will be coming back. He will be wrestling this Monday on Nitro against Big Bubba, defending the TV title. I'd like to get his thoughts on what happened. We've heard from Sting and the Macho Man.
I mentioned that earlier tonight. You know, we were talking about everybody that was involved in that situation, that hostile takeover, if you will. And it kept coming to mind of being a missing part. And all respecting him is what happened to him, knocking himself out. Yeah, but yeah, I want to hear what he's got to say about this. I really do.
Another spin wheel kick and cut him on target, and Harlem Heat.
And much less what he's going to do about it. Not what he's going to say, what he's going to do.
That's it. That is the underlying issue here.
What are we going to do
What are we going to do about it?
You know, we danced around this thing for 2 hours talking about what's going on. Bottom line is, what are we going to do about it, and when, where, and how? And that it's as simple as that. You can go ahead and cut it like a knife. And I'm just tired of dancing around it. What are we going to do about it?
We're going to find out what Hogan is going to do about it, apparently, as he appears with the Outsiders Live this Monday on Nitro.
Oh! Now it's broken loose just a little bit. Four-way going on right here now.
That's exactly what we thought we would see here, because these two men, these Public Enemy team, they are brawlers. Sherry is up. Sister Sherry is climbing the turnbuckle.
You gotta get yourself
Colonel
back.
Parker's walking stick in the noggin. 1, 2, 3. Thanks to Colonel Parker, Harlem Heat lives again.
Too many of them. Too many of them.
That brings us to the Pit Boys.
Ain't that change? Number one in the world. Want some, get some. You better be big enough, bad enough, take some, sucker.
With the hands of Harlem Heat, thanks to the assistance of the promoter, Colonel Parker, and there's their manager, Sister Sherry, back in the fold once again.
They are both from the Kingdom of Tonga, Ming and the Barbarian, the faces of fear. Well, we open up with tag team action here on WCW Saturday night. And I tell you, you got two big and bad ones here, Dream.
Yeah, and I tell you what, everybody that walks out that door, everybody that races WCW Saturday night, the Mothership, I guarantee you one thing. We all wondering who will be next in the new world out of the hostile takeover of Hulk Hogan and the two outsiders.
Their opponents from Atlanta, Georgia, Marcus Bagwell and Scotty Riggs, the American Males.
Tag team action open up WCW Saturday night. As we said, we have a jam-packed 2-hour television program this week. We are glad you are with us. We will take you back to some of the action, some of the sights that happened at WCW Monday Nitro. And ladies and gentlemen, we will have some of the greatest wrestling acts in the world this week. And I tell you, they love the American Males.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, American Males from Hope to become the world tag team champions once again.
Oh, come on.
Everything that evolves around these two guys and around teams here at WCW has to lead towards the goal.
No question about that, leading towards the gold.
I'm talking about the world tag team title, the goal.
Absolutely.
I didn't say that, but I'm going to throw that in.
Face of Fear and the American Males in this first bout here on WCW Saturday night.
Get on up down that chair. I'll tell you what, they are standing here on Saturday night as we get ready to kick it off. The New World Order, hostile takeover. Sting got to gear up. You talk about me and Tony, but Sting got to gear up for this thing.
No question about it. You know, this past Monday on WCW Monday Nitro, no Sting, no Giant, Ric Flair, the Macho Man, they were all right. We're not there. The only man who was there was Lex Luger, and as the old cliche goes, he really paid the price.
Yeah, they stomped a mud hole in him.
Yes, they did.
The outsiders come in with bad intention, and they did business. Hulkamania, Hulk Hogan shocked the world with that statement of what happened with him. But I really go back and say this thing, started with the outsiders, and I guarantee you it's going to be tough to finish them off.
Into the turnbuckle. Here's the reversal. Foot to the face, and Ming, the big powerful man, agile as well, Mr. Clothesline. Big drop kick, but he won't go down.
Well, we might get him here with a double kick. Got him off his feet.
The American Mets lighting up the crowd here at the Disney MGM Studios.
I think everybody feels what's going on right here. The new world order. Talking about who will be next Tony. That is a question to be asked. What will that include new announcers? I mean, will that be announcers to the new world order? Or I mean, the whole thing, and where will it come from?
Well, I tell you, if it includes new announcers, I dare them to come here right now and call this broadcast.
Yeah, that's a fact, brother. WCW, where the big boys play. Oh no!
What do we have here?
We got the leprechaun again. It's the leprechaun. I guarantee it's the leprechaun. I heard it.
Guy in green is all the way out the door here.
He's the leprechaun. He can't get out. Look at him. Quick, fast, mobile. That guy looked a little weird, didn't he?
Oh, did he ever? He looked like a leprechaun. I have no idea, man. Here's lateral press 1, 2, got a 2 count.
That was a great double teaming right there. You know, I'm talking about American males trying to maintain their status in the tag team picture. They need a victory right here. You know, face the field. They want to move up that ladder too with Jimmy Hart. Oh, and you talk about Dungeon of Doom and what's going on with them and the 4 Horsemen. Hog Wild coming up. Gonna be big.
Into the ropes, a big pound on the back. Into the midsection, Marcus back, pound, P-O-U-N-D. You have to spell every word for you.
Okay, a big pound on the back.
Bagwell using his quickness. The tag is made in the exchange, ladies and gentlemen. WCW Monday Nitro has been lighting up the airwaves each and every Monday, and we have some tremendous action coming your way this Monday that we'll be talking about. Here's a forearm check. Here's a lateral press by Scotty Riggs. And we also have to wonder if that challenge that Hulk Hogan made to the Giant for Hog Wild for the World Heavyweight title will be answered by Monday. We haven't heard an official word, but I can only think the WCW would say yes. But then you got to wonder what they're getting itself into.
No, I don't. The Johnson World Heavyweight Champion. If I'm going to come in and take over something you got, okay, I'm going to come in and go right for the tablecloth with all the food. I'm going to go right in your backyard. And that's what Hulk Hogan is saying to WCW. So we better say it's okay. Whoa, got it rigged. He's in a bad way. Really took a powerful, powerful bump.
Ming back to the attack again. Picks him up, puts him down hard with a powerbomb. 1, 2. Riggs showing his tenacity, kicking away that time once again.
We are up and running now on Saturday night.
We have some tremendous action, some great tag team action. We also have some problems with a tag team, namely Fire and Ice. I don't know if they'll get that cleared up today or not. They are scheduled to wrestle, we understand. But if we'll recall this past Monday on Nitro, little shoving match. Matter of fact, Kenny Long got involved and he got shoved right down.
Well, Tony, the last few weeks has been some bad vibes going on in the camp of Fire and Ice, and I smelled it coming. Oh, man.
Mark Bagwell making a save, a warning from Randy Eller, the referee, but the end result here, Scotty Riggs is still down, and Scotty Riggs desperately needs to make a tag. Scotty Riggs definitely needs to make a tag. Are you with me here, Dream?
Yeah, I'm right here on the match. You know what I mean? It doesn't hurt if occasionally you call a hole or something. You know, I know we had a high-rated program on Saturday night.
Coming in now is Ming. I'll tell you, we do have a great time bringing these matches. Even though we have been disheartened, disenchanted.
Yeah, but I got over that. What I mean by getting over that, I mean, remember when I said at the end, what are we going to do about it? Remember that?
Yes.
And let's do it. You know what I mean?
I think when you saw this past Monday, when the wrestlers came out at the end of the program for WCW, I think you found out what WCW is going to do about it.
That's what I'm saying. We'll never get over the impact of what happened. What I'm saying is we got to go on with ourselves. And right here's a good place to start on the Mothership. On Saturday night, he missed that flip-flop and slide. Now we need a fresh tag here to Marcus Alexander Bagwell right away. I mean, I'm talking about right off.
Tag. Both ends. Bagwell. Bagwell connected. Right hand. Left and right combinations. Bagwell tries to clothesline him down to no avail. Here he goes. He ducked the Barbarian. Thought he got it. And ladies and gentlemen, Marcus Bagwell cost himself a victory that time.
You know why? Because he didn't go right for the cover.
That's exactly.
Showboat a little bit. The guy
That's
understand
exactly
he can't do that. Trying to get him up right now. That really cost the American males. Now, look like we're going to get into a Donnybrook. No, that Donnybrook was over.
He got into the bottom of a foot of the Barbarian, and he may have knocked him out with that one. 1, 2, 3. It's over. Faces of Fear get the win here on Saturday night. Back with more action on TBS. Stay with us right after this. Steiners earned that title shot when they defeated, thanks to the help of Colonel Rob Parker, the Nasty Boys recently on WCW Monday Nitro. Of course, Hog Wild, Saturday night, August 10th. 250,000 bikers from around the world each and every year descend on Sturgis, South Dakota during the Sturgis Rally. And we are going to be a part of it this year. I can tell you, we've done a lot of pay-per-view telecasts. Nothing but wild in Sturgis, South Dakota on Saturday night, August 10th.
I'll tell you, back in my younger wild days, somebody said I'm still as wild as I ever was. I've had a mini a Harley, and I'm ready to get out there, get a monkey. I got a hat for you, a couple of vests and everything, a couple of cut-off t-shirts and stuff. I guarantee you better get in shape before we get out there. You're going to see some of them pretty ladies out you like. You'll be dunking all over, brother.
Maybe we'll come back with a tattoo or two.
Yeah, or two.
Or 3.
Well, I'll tell you what, fine ice out here now. We've seen them filibustering against each other just a little bit the last maybe 3 or 4 weeks going on. How they going to react to this situation with the Steiners here on Saturday night?
Steiners got a win over Fire and Ice this past Monday, but because of a mess-up when inadvertently Ice Train.
How do you call it a mess-up? Why do you call that a mess-up?
Well, he hit his own. I'm sorry, is this the 4th grade? Am I under test here?
Well, we just seen Connor Parker hit his guy. Would you call that a mess-up?
That's a mess-up.
Inadvertently. Which one? That's 2.
Okay.
That's 2.
Well,
layman term, which one?
If you inadvertently do something, you messed up.
Oh, man. Now, see there? There you go.
Rake to the eye. And
a rake to the eye.
As a result, Scott Flash Norton and Ice Train had some words, and Teddy Long got killed. Oh, my goodness. Scott Norton may not get up from that one. He was dropped right on the back of his head that time.
That's so much power from the Steiner Brothers. We thought Fire and Ice really had this stuff together. And as you said, inadvertently been messing up lately. And the Steiner Brothers, they want the World Tag Team title. Look at the power of Rick Steiner, the baddest dog in the pound, now taking the, Scott Steiner coming in with so much speed and power and just kicking and trying to get up with Scott up in a situation to put him down. But, whoop, backfire.
Into the midsection to the ropes and outside to the floor now. And kicked him right in the face.
In the face.
The fact is that we have 2 members of Fire and Ice, Scott Norton and Ice Train. They do things their own way. They both have their own feelings about how they should win matches. And, of course, that has caused conflict. They apparently have mended things.
Great
They
team.
are back as a team. Yes, they are.
But great teams can't do that. Great teams can have. You're going to be a team player. You're either going to be a singular, individual type of situation, or you're going to be a team player. Great teams, teams that have won big, teams that are World Tag Team champions, or teams that had to sacrifice just a little bit on the road to the top. And who's going to be sacrificed next? If you know what I'm talking about, the NWO, the New World Order, Hogan and their outsiders, I guarantee you what a statement they made since they have been here, now trying to take over this hostile takeover.
Big splash by Ice Train. That was the same big splash he meant to hit one of the Steiners with Monday, and accidentally hit his partner inadvertently by a mistake.
Yeah, messing
Hit his
up.
partner messing up.
Verbiage you used in a real layman's term was messing up.
Yes.
And if I say that's okay, but if the civil time takes you say that, they say, well, where do you get broadcasting school at? That's horrible. You know, I get the flow from that. Come on, me, so you work with him and he talk about that. And then somebody said the other day, said you even started to sound like a redneck.
Well, maybe you're rubbing off on me. You ever thought about that?
Well, I'm proud I'm proud of what I am. I ain't real offensive.
Wait a minute, hold it. As you can see, everyone is looking out, and Scott Norton has walked away.
He has left Ice Train, that's what I was afraid of, out there by himself. Steiner going to take advantage of this. They ain't born not to take advantage. Double suplex. Where is Scott Norton gone now? Leaving Ice Train by himself.
And the Steiners doing the right thing. They just need to take care of business here.
Yeah, that's all. That's all.
1, 2, and he battled out of that one, did Ice Train. It's 2-on-1, and the Steiners going right after Ice Train. Well,
let me ask you this question. Is Scott Norton headed for the NWO? Is he headed for the New World Order?
Well,
we just seen him walk. Will he be the next? You just seen it. Question. You said, you meant question. Give me the answer. He's got the 1, 2, 3 right here on the Ice Train. Unfair looking, but that's taking care of business.
You're right. Ice Train couldn't contend with 2 men. As powerful as he is, the Ice Train loses. And where Scott Norton will have no idea. Is he on his way to the New World Order? That's a pretty good point, Reem, and maybe one that we'll have to ponder over. We're going to be taking you to, especially if you go back all the way to Memorial Day of 1996 here, and especially since the Bash of the Beach, it would be an understatement. Certainly this New World Order, it cannot be sloughed off, it cannot be laughed at, it cannot be denied. It is forcing our sport. The fact of the matter is the way they're going about their business disturbs me, disturbs each and every wrestler in WCW. As a matter of fact, look how Steven Regal is walking to the ring with such determination on his face. It has touched each and every person, each and every man and woman in World Championship Wrestling. I'm talking about from the wrestlers to the people who work in production, the front office. Everyone's touched by what has happened involved in this.
Yeah, and that is so true. Your statement hit it right on the head. I mean, like hitting a nail and driving it in is so true. And now then, as we start to pick up the pieces of what happened with that situation with Hulk Hogan and the Outsiders and this past Monday Night Raw, almost a hostile takeover, got very close. And they knew, like you said, our troops wasn't all in tow. Our whole team wasn't there. Bottom line, we need everybody here. And because you don't know who's going to be next, Disco Inferno could become part of the New World Order. You never know. You could. I mean, I know better than that, but we think we could put it together. But things like that, stranger things that happen. Hulk Hogan, we never thought we'd see that.
Well, those outsiders, those 2 men, Hall and Nash, will be a part of WCW's Hog Wild. And I know that Lex Luger thinks about what happened. He never really got his hand on those 2 men. But coming up at Hog Wild, he and Sting will, as a tag team match will be part of Hog Wild, coming up on Saturday night, August 10th, from Sturgis, South Dakota, Dream.
Well, it just keeps getting bigger and better. WCW with a big boss plate, make no mistake about it. It just happens to be that our leader, our man we're talking about, I'm talking about the most powerful man in the sports industry is Hulk Hogan. Was Hulk Hogan. I'm talking about being looked up to, merchandising, athletic ability for a decade.
Had it all.
Had it all.
As the Oakland showed
and then went ahead and got in public, if you will, and hung our laundry out on the streets in a layman's term. Well, bottom line is, we got to pick up and get after it. We got to pick up and go on about our business right here at WCW with a big boss play. It will happen. The Giant got to answer the call.
The Giant will answer the call. And fans, you can join us this Monday on Nitro to find out. The Outsiders will be at Hog Wild. Luger and Sting will be there to meet the challenge. And I can guarantee you, talking about surprises, what surprises are in store this Monday on Nitro? Will there be yet another man to join this New World Order? And if so, who will he be? Will it happen Monday? Will it happen in Hog Wild? Fans, only thing I can tell you is you can't miss a minute of World Championship Wrestling, starting with the Pro Saturday morning, Saturday night, Sunday night, Nitro, and of course Worldwide and Pro, syndicated all over the world. Oh, an elbow on top of the head.
Yeah, this one funnel here trying to get a little momentum going his way, really cranking up here with Lord Steven Regal, and now he's booty dancing just a little bit with them big elbows.
So the Disco Inferno, ever since his match with Dean Malenko recently at Bash of the Beach, he really stepped it up a notch.
Yeah, a little more focused, but still needs to be more focused.
A lot more.
And you know, I got our Harley and everything, trying to get a sidecar to drive you into town and put you in the sidecar, because I have asked the booty babe to put on something skimpy and ride with you in Sturgis downtown, and then my Harley, you in the sidecar, so everybody don't beat you up when they see you ain't got no woman with you. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. And she be looking good. And I say wear something skimpy because we don't put it on the air. Wear something Sturgis. And we're talking Hog Wild, brother.
Speaking of Hog Wild, would you take a look at Lord Steven Regal?
He's Hog Wild.
My goodness, look at the velocity of those blows, and both knees went up to the forehead that time.
Caught it two right there to bring the nose more than the forehead. That'll cross your eyes, really make your eyes water, you know?
Absolutely. Well, the intensity of Lord Steven Regal, I can only think it's because what has gone down over the past couple of weeks here at World Championship Wrestling, especially since Bash for the Beach back on the 7th of July.
You know, Regal coming into a situation here where everything's not real well in his camp. When we talk about the different camps, you know, Bobby Duca Earl ain't getting along with him at all.
1, 2, Disco. As his man too close to the ropes that time, Regal.
The husband got the young guns running roughshod with Mongo and Chris Benoit. The Dungeon of Doom always looking for new moves. And then the NWO, the New World Order, saying we will take over WCW with a big bad play. Ha! Shame on you. Shame on you, boy.
Stomping on the back of the head, Lord Steven Regal. Well, I can tell you right now, this New World Order, headed by the Outsiders, headed by Hulk Hogan, certainly
At his post.
certainly an organization that has to be dealt with, an order that has to be concerned with. But I believe, and I'm seeing right here, Lord Steven Regal, as intense as we've ever seen him. I think the wrestlers and the athletes in WCW have stepped it up a notch. I know we have. And I tell you, WCW is together like never before.
Yeah, Tony, that's true, but I got a problem with that statement in a little bit. Everybody's stepping it up a notch, but stepping it up for who? Stepping it up for the New World Order or stepping it up for WCW? What are they actually doing? Now he's a dealing on it right there. Got that double shot boogaroo. Getting down and right with Lord Steven Regal.
Up and down. The Disco Inferno.
Well, what was he trying to do there?
I don't know if he was trying to dance.
Well, whatever he was doing, he got into it real quick.
He got butterflied, didn't he?
Yes, he sure did. And he, right in the nose.
That was a soccer goal.
And he got him right in the nose and the old snazola.
He kicked him in the face, and the Disco
Kicked him in the nose. I told you.
and that's on the face the last time I checked. And here's a cover, 1, 2, 3. Disco's not going to get up from that.
His ain't on his face anymore. It's on the side of his head.
Holy Moses,
With me.
look at the look of Lord Steven Regal. Determination in British nobility like we've never seen before in the sport since his arrival here a few years ago.
He turned it over.
He really did. And we're going to send him over to talk. We're going to check his teeth there. Send him over to talk to Lee Marshall here on WCW Saturday night. On the Saturday night, the 10th of August, a mere 2 weeks away, 2 weeks from tonight, we'll be at Sturgis at the Sturgis Rally. 250,000 bikers from around the world will be there descending on WCW. And I'll be very honest with you, it is going to be a mess. It's going to be exciting, and you can be part of it only on pay-per-view. To say that it's gone hog wild and is going hog wild is an understatement. I have to apologize about what you just heard from the New World Order, but they paid for the time. That was a paid announcement from the NWO.
Well, the New World Order, the NWO, if you will, paid announcement right here on WCW Saturday night. As you said, it played, but you don't have to like it.
That's exactly right. And fans coming up at Hog Wild in Sturgis, South Dakota. 2 men you are going to see right now, Sting and the Macho Man, Randy Savage, will be part of the action. Sting and Lex Luger to face the Outsiders, Hall and Nash at Hog Wild. The Giant and Hulk Hogan for the WCW World title. And there's the Macho Man with a little souvenir.
Yeah.
This past Monday on Nitro, he collected that briefcase. And the Macho Man has walked off with a Halliburton. I'm sure that is full of money, and I'm sure unless he knows the combination, he can't get in that thing unless he's got some pliers or some dynamite or something.
It looked like he got a dynamite hole in the side of it, that big old dent in the side of that Halliburton briefcase. I'll tell you something, the Macho Man, Randy Savage, and Sting, these two guys were in Daytona Beach, went back to the beach, took and transpired. And I guarantee you they are focused. Sting is so focused on this hostile takeover, this situation. And then that's the boy, the king of clubbing on Saturday night, the kings of clubbing. I went on record and say, well, you know, Hogan might be right, wondering who will be the next outsider in the inside. Will it come from inside to outside? And I guarantee you this ain't going to be pretty.
Back they go, the Macho Man, and there you see Jerry Sags really kicking it into high gear early in the match. He is pounding everywhere on the side of the head.
Wherever he hit him. He's hitting him wherever he hit him.
Back up they go here. In the ropes, a reversal. Macho Man sending him in. Back elbow. Double axe handle blow.
You got to fight 5 with 5. Somebody's hitting you like 90 times. You got to hit getting back 101 times. Got him up high.
Scoop up. Pick up. Oh, pound him down. I mean, that's weight behind that drop. The Nasty Boys, former tag team champions. One of the greatest tag teams of all time. Nobody home for that one. Tag made. Sting coming in.
Well, I'll tell you what, this young man is focused right here. Many people, include me, call Sting the franchise of WCW. And I guarantee you, he laid it on the line to Hulk Hogan. Hall and Nash. Hog Wild, ribbed up. Still just South Dakota.
Oh, my goodness. Somebody's teeth in the front row. 1, 2 count.
Yeah, if it was Jared, the other guy, he ain't got that many teeth. There'd only be a couple.
That's right.
Yeah, maybe Knobs now be looking like him.
Jerry would never miss him. Oh, the knee to the gut. And Brian Knobs one step ahead of Sting that time. Sting and Lex Luger together against the outsiders. Hall, Nash, and Luger. Very strong interview this past Monday on Nitro.
They're clubbing right here on Sunday night. You seen it? Yeah, and I still am in a situation with Luger so strong. I was proud of him just standing up there on his hindquarters and saying it like it is. But involvement in that situation in Hog Wild, him and the Stinger, they got to go forth and take care of business.
Luger, Sting, the Macho Man together in a return 6-man tag this Monday on Nitro against the team of Mongo McMichael. To get his response, to have him own up, to answer what happened.
Yeah, why he wasn't there last week. Well, they're outside now. Oh, briefcase right in the stomach, right in the belly, welly, right there.
Boy, oh boy, and those Halliburtons are every bit as hard as they look.
That's the boys are scurrying around now, but Macho Man trying to even the score up, but the Nasty Boys done clubbed him, done doubled up on it, and done Halliburton him right here.
Tell you what, that Halliburton can break a ribcage. No question about that if it's hit at the right part of the ribs. Here's the cover, 1, 2, in the right location. Sting is in an awful lot of pain here. Still to come, the Giant and Booty Man for the WCW World Heavyweight title. And the Giant, of course, looks to, man, hopefully get through that match and then go on to Hulk Hogan and Hog Wild. Sting is always fighting back here, Dream.
Who is the Booty Man best friend?
Who was it?
Yeah, who was it? Yeah, Nate. Yes and no.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, we all thought Hogan was a great guy. Here's the Macho Man.
Well, not
oh, boy. Randy Savage
outside.
On the outside of Boulevard. Halliburton to the head.
He caught one right in the noggin. Right in the noggin. The Macho Man Randy Savage going up top.
I don't think Brian Knobs going to get up from that.
No, he's out. And look here.
Wait a minute. Look at Halliburton taking back. And it's over.
They weren't even looking.
Steve McMichael and Deborah McMichael. They have the Halliburton and they have gone. Fans, your winners are Sting and the Macho Man.
We got Hog Wild.
Let's go to Mean Gene Okerlund.
Thank you again, Tony and Dusty. Macho Man Randy Savage. Sting, come on in, gentlemen. You're going to play a very prominent part when we get to Hog Wild. Macho Man Randy Savage, I understand they're going to be conducting a special interview with you, and I've got to know what it's all about.
What are you talking about, a Sturgis?
Yes, and Hog Wild.
Well, don't worry about what I have to say. Just worry about what I'm going to do. There's not going to be a world title match, because when Hogan comes down that aisle, I'm going to hit him with a tire iron. You understand that? You're never going to touch the Giant. I'm going to get you, yeah!
All right, the Macho Man Randy Savage infuriated at what's happened between him and, of course, Hulk Hogan selling him down the tubes here at a recent pay-per-view event. Sting, you and your partner Lex Luger against the Outsiders in the New World Order.
Yeah, you saw how they believe in numbers. That's the only way it seems that the Outsiders can get the job done is in numbers. In other words, when the Macho Man and Stinger in Japan, you're going to jump on a total package.
You're gonna wait till the total package leaves, you're gonna jump on a stinger. Yeah, you're gonna pick on announcers. That's what you're gonna do. You know something, there's a definite pattern there, but the total package and the stinger, we got a pattern too, and you know what that is? I'm telling you, it's beating guys up just like you. I don't care where you came from. I don't care where you're going. The bottom line is at Sturgis, you're both gonna be made into what you really are. Women, you're not real men, period.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are talking yes.
No more Mr. Nice Guys over here.
Yes, 2 weeks from tonight, exclusively on pay-per-view, ladies and gentlemen, from the land of infinite variety. We're going to be coming from Sturgis, South Dakota, a Bikers Rally and Hog Wild. Call your cable company and stay tuned as we're right back.
Here in the World Championship, I just want to take just a few seconds to send our condolences to the family of the famed wrestler named Missouri Mauler, who recently passed away, and his family. He was one of the toughest men in the history of our sport.
Yeah, let me tell you something, Tony Schiavone had so much respect for this man. I had been in there so many times. The stories of our battles will linger in my mind forever, and I guarantee you nobody any tougher, and we all thinking about all of the ones that have been lost this year, and just recently the Missouri Mauler. Tony, at the opening of this show, I gave you a take. A little bit, I was going to give you a take. We'll get ready to this tag team match on the Hogan Giant situation, right? On any hostile takeover, or anybody that's trying to prove they're better than anybody else, there's certain things that go down that perimeter. You know what I mean? That's the word I'm looking for.
That's good enough.
Okay, but this is where we're dancing around this issue. Everybody's dancing around it. Nobody's really focused on it, but I think the fans need to hear from me to focus on it. Hulk Hogan has been World Heavyweight Champion on numerous occasions. He has headlined the biggest events in the history of this great sport. He has been on numerous training sessions for big battles with big men, with fathers of giants, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Now then, if you're a Giant fan or WCW fan, you have a young man that has a lot of ability, a lot of God-given talent, a huge giant, if you will. But is he ready really to focus? Ask yourself, focus and take this banner, if you will, and take it to the Giant at Hog Wild. You know what I'm talking about?
I know exactly.
I mean, when you really look about it, we can say, oh, Hogan, hush, hush, you're a bad man. And he was, and he is. But the ability that he possesses is so strong. So if you're going in a hostile takeover, and Rough and Ready are really getting on here in a hostile takeover situation, what I'm trying to say is the bigger guns are going to win. That Hogan have the bigger gun than the Giant. That's all.
Speaking of some big guns, look at Scotty Steiner. The Steiners have that title shot against Harlem Heat coming up at Hog Wild. Interestingly enough, Colonel Parker is out with Rough and Ready, and Rough and Ready, Colonel Parker, Harlem Heat, they all had a little bit of problems within their camp recently, Dream.
Everybody here.
Yes, they have. You know, like you said, tempers are high, fuses are short, whatever cliche you want to use here. There's no question about that. We head into Sturgis, South Dakota at Hog Wild with this attempted hostile takeover. The New World Order. Oh, my goodness. He caught him like he caught a fly ball in midair and spiked it.
Yeah, he certainly did put him down. Yeah, Colonel Parker out there was Rough and Ready. And one thing about them two guys is they're no nonsense. I'm talking about Slater and, Slater, no nonsense.
Sherry is here.
Sister, no nonsense.
Sister Sherry, she's smiling. She has to be looking the way of Colonel Rob Parker.
Of course she is.
Apparently that love affair is back on.
Yeah.
And Sherry watching from afar. Here's a one.
Yeah, he got that dress slid up all the way up to the vital.
To what?
That slid way up.
Yeah, way up there.
By the hip, on the side.
The hip. Okay.
Colonel Parker is
Make sure
those all like 90 miles an hour, man.
Well, he really is.
If she was patting her feet right now,
yes,
you know you've seen that pat at home. But if her patting her feet with her hand behind the back when you come in and done something wrong,
he wouldn't be at ringside.
Yes, sir.
Stepping on the face is Dirty Dick Slater. No, you can't deny the ability of this team, Rough and Ready, and one must feel had it not been for what has been going on between Colonel Parker and Sister Sherry, that Slater and Mike Enos may be the World Tag Team Champs right now.
I already thought that. But once again, the love,
one, two.
The love triangle entwinement between Parker and Sherry is causing a lot of bad blood. between him and his boys. You know what I'm talking about?
But down.
The Steiner Brothers, my boys right here, I guarantee it. That's Scott Steiner and the baddest dog in the pound. Now they got to turn around, maybe.
Can the Steiners regain their tag team glory?
Would you go over there?
Here's a 1, 2 count, Mike Enos.
I know we can't see this on the monitor, but Gawk over there where she's standing with that leg, where her shoe starts and the dress stops.
I'll pick up a double suplex. How can I call this action and Gawk at the same time?
Well, you do it every week. And you're telling me
a double axe handle blow.
Can't wait to get on that
Steiner ended that head first.
Now it's broken loose here.
It really has. Two of the finest tag teams in WCW this week going at it.
He's a whipping on him right there. Slater, you know, that was both guys. They
Slater's on the outside.
Yeah.
Colonel Parker, watch out. He may slip Slater.
Oh, no.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
Sherry's kissing Slater. There's going to be a lot of problems here. I can tell you that right now. Colonel Parker's going to be a jealous man if this keeps up. Well, stun Dick Slater again. Enough to roll up. 1, 2, 3.
Unbelievable.
It's the kiss that don't miss.
That's good.
How about that? If you go back to this recent paid announcement by the New World Order, that happened apparently in Cincinnati this past week. And now it all comes to light, comes together what Sting was talking about. He was jumped. It's a case of numbers. Obviously, the New World Order picks its shots. They jump Lex Luger when Sting, the Macho Man, the Giant, everyone was in Japan. And then they jump Sting when Luger leaves this past week in Cincinnati.
Yeah, they've had from the get-go, they've had a plan, and they've went ahead and they've stuck by it, and they're picking guys right and left, and they're nailing them and catching them by themselves. They will not be by themselves. I'm talking Luger and Sting when we get to Hog Wild and Sturgis only on pay-per-view, because the outsiders, Hall and that's got to step up to the post and face them one-on-one. And I guarantee you, speaking of beauty, the beauty booty is out here.
Were we speaking of beauty? We were thinking about it.
Yeah, well, you were.
I don't know if we were speaking of it or not. Ladies and gentlemen, here he is, the heavyweight champion of the world, a man who exemplifies the word heavyweight champion. There's none bigger. He said it this past Monday on Nitro. That there's going to be a choke slam in Sturgis, and that choke slam is going to be on the head of Hulk Hogan. But I don't think I need to remind the Giant nor warn the Giant that the fact that Hulk Hogan, obviously the New World Order has a plan, Dream.
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan is, and you've touched on this before, Hulk Hogan will not go in the match in Sturgis against the Giant thinking it's going to be a one-on-one matchup. Something else is going to happen.
That's what I was saying a while ago when I was making an analogy of the situation where Hogan doesn't go into any big event and been in all of them and ready without a major game plan, which they have had from the get-go. I'm talking about the New World Order and the hostile takeover. Booty Man in here with the Giant is a plan, if you will. Whether you think so or not, one of the closest members of the Hogan clan was the Booty Man. And he is in here with the Giant. It's the Giant, what I'm saying once again, even with his size and his speed and his youthfulness, is he prepared to carry this banner of WCW into Hog Wild? That's the question I'm asking.
An elbow missed out of the way. Fans want to remind you there is no main event tomorrow night. But don't forget, as we said just moments ago, WCW Monday Nitro, a big six-man return tag team match. Look at this high knee.
Yeah, you would take a man out with that high knee right there.
That's a real high knee.
Jimmy Hart, the snake of the grass, that down the Giant. Ooh, pounds him from the back. Yeah, man, I guarantee it. You know, everybody got an opinion. Everybody's going to say, well, you know, this kid is going in there to uphold WCW line, but I think it's personal with him. Of course it is. And I think that's the thing that's going to make him and drive him. And as he said, choke slamming at Hog Wild in Sturgis, South Dakota.
We've often talked about who's next. Welcome. New person is going to be a part of this New World Order. Maybe we will find out this Monday on Nitro. You never know what's going to happen. Will Hogan show up? Will the outsiders show up? We'll find out. We know we're going to have a tremendous six-man tag. We know we will ask Ric Flair the question, where was he? Was this a plan? Did he miss connections? Was he in the limousine? Ric Flair will be directing those questions this coming Monday on Nitro Live. And the Giant is going to the choke slam here.
Calling for it right here. Nobody gets up from here.
Nobody, look at this.
Just a rag dial him up. Tag him up.
Picks him up from the center of the ring and drives him into the mat.
That's it. We can call this one over.
Oh, he got up from it.
Uh-oh.
He wants to make a statement here to Hulk Hogan, to all the fans coming to Sturgis, to all the fans watching on pay-per-view in 2 weeks.
Get him up, John.
That the choke slam is truly the single most devastating move in history.
That's it.
1, 2, 3. The count is really after the fact, isn't it?
You can start counting the days, too, as we get closer to Hog Wild only on pay-per-view. In the midst
Good look, Hogan.
hostile takeover here at WCW.
We're going to send the Giant Jimmy Hart over to talk to Mean Gene to close this out. Ladies and gentlemen,